Mission loaded.
Yes, sir. At once. Ready and waiting. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting. Very well. Of course. Very well. At once. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. At once. At once. Agreed. Reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Very well. At once. At once.
Medic reporting.
Awaiting orders. Very well.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Mission saved.
Indeed. Indeed. On my way. Indeed. For king and country. On my way.
Unit
Indeed.
lost.
For king and country. On my way. Indeed. For king and country. On my way.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Engineering. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting at once. Affirmative. 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 Very well. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Very well. At once.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
40 minutes remaining.
Agreed. At once.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Very well. Very well. At once.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Of course. Agreed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Explosive charge placed.
Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. 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 Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative. Moving out.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Explosive charge placed.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived. Thirty minutes
Acknowledged.
remaining.
Agreed. Reporting affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative.
Reporting and waiting. Very well. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Acknowledged. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Engineering.
Reporting at once.
Unit
At
lost.
once. Reporting. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. Very well. Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Moving out.
Unit lost. Mission failed. Mission time
Yes, sir.
initialized.
At once. Ready and waiting. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. At once. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Reporting at once. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Agreed.
Mission saved.
Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Awaiting orders. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed.
Commander, for king and country.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir, indeed. For king and country. On my way. Indeed. For king and country. On my way.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. At once.
Yes, sir.
40
Affirmative.
minutes remaining.
Yes, sir. For king and country. Engineering. Affirmative.
Explosive charge
Engineering.
placed.
Affirmative. Commander. Indeed. For king and country.
Reporting. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. 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 Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Very well. Very well. Very well. Affirmative.
Medic reporting.
Commander. Commander.
Indeed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative. 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 Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. At once.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Engineering. Affirmative.
Explosive charge placed.
Affirmative.
Medic reporting. Moving out. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Medic reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Medic reporting. Moving out.
Unit lost.
Moving out. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Ready and
Very
waiting. Well. At once.
Mission saved.
Very well. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Medic reporting. Affirmative. Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, engineering. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed.
Medic reporting. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Medic reporting. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative.
30 minutes remaining.
Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. 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 Moving out. Moving out.
Explosive charge placed.
Moving out. Moving out.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Ready and waiting. Very well. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. 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 Of course.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. Affirmative.
Unit
At
lost.
once. Yes, sir. Very well. Of
Unit
course.
lost.
Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Very well. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Indeed.
Awaiting orders. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. On my way. Engineering. Affirmative. 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 Engineering. Affirmative. 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 Engineering. Commander. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Reporting orders.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Very well.
Medic reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Very well. Of course. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative.
Commander, indeed. Engineering, affirmative. Yes, sir, indeed. Indeed, indeed. For king and country. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
20
Affirmative.
minutes remaining.
Affirmative. 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 Commander. For king and country.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. At once.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Agreed. Very well.
Unit lost.
Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. At once. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Explosive charge.
Affirmative.
placed.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Agreed. At once. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Medic reporting. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Engineering.
Mission loaded.
Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
At once. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. At once. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. At once. Very well.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Explosive
Yes,
charge
sir.
placed.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative.
30 minutes remaining.
Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir? Agreed. Of course. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Of course. At once. At once. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
At once. Very well.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Reporting. At once.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. At once. Reporting. Very well. Reporting. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. For king and country.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Indeed. On my way. On my way.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well.
Medic reporting.
Awaiting orders.
Medic reporting. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Very well. At once. At once. Affirmative. Agreed.
Engineering. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Indeed. Yes, sir. On my way. For king and country. On my way. Indeed. On my way. On my way. For king and country. On my way. On my way.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
At once.
Engineering.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
20 minutes remaining.
Affirmative. At once.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Explosive charge.
Affirmative.
Affirmative.
Mission failed.